Now that you know how the best of the best in our profession run this thing, right? It is important to focus on follow-up. Most of your new recruits will come from the following up. That is the truth about it. You see, I tell you that anybody that joins you immediately after a presentation is only a gift to you. You stop finish talking and somebody joins you. Wow, that's a gift given to you. Because majority of people who are going to join you will join you through the follow-ups. So the quality of follow-up you do over the next 30 days is going to be very, very important, right? So remember this. Take these tips when you follow up. Number one, do what you said you will do. Do what you said you will do. At the end of your first meeting with the prospect, you should have set up a specific time to get back in contact with them, whether it was a phone call or another meeting. So if you said you'd call them at a certain time, call them. If you said you'll meet them somewhere, go meet them. If you said you will set up a three-way call with another leader, make sure you have it set up. Whatever you told them you're going to do, do it. People want to work with people they can rely on. This is just a professional courtesy. When you are going to say you're going to do something, do it. Your prospect will respect you more if you do. So you don't tell them I'm going to set up a three-way call and you don't set up a three-way call. You don't tell them I'm going to do this and you don't do it. Whatever you tell them I'm going to do, get it done. Very important. Tip number 2, set up exposures after exposures. Following up is really just another exposure. And exposure are what helps prospects to make the decisions. The more exposures, the more you are helping them reach that decision. So when you follow up, it is essential that you set up the next exposure. So understand this. Our business is a business of education. I have this thing I always tell people that our business is not a business of trading and convincing. We're not here to sell products and convince people to join us. No. Our business is a business of training. We have to train people. A business of training and consultancy. So we are consultants and not convincers. Right? If there's no word like that. And then we are trainers and not traders. So we are here to train and consult. A consultant tells you, take you come to see him, he talks to you, checks you up, and he says, go take 3 tablets of chloroquine, 4 tablets of Panadol, 10 tablets of Fancida, whatever it is, right? And I just kill somebody right now with this prescription. And you go home and you said, why would I take it? I won't take it. I won't take the drugs. Guess what happens to you? If anybody is going to die from that, from not taking his drugs, it is you, not the consultant. The job of the consultant is to give you the prescriptions to help you. Whether you take the prescription or not is up to you. That is our business. Our business is a business of education. Our job is to show people what can help them change their lives. Whether they take it or not is up to them. Right? So for you to do this as a consultant, you take them from exposure to exposure. Right? So when you change your mindset from getting the prospects on the first exposure, but to put them into and from one exposure to the next exposure to the next exposure until they make a sign-up decision, that is where you win in the business. And every exposure, document it in your diary. You see, you can't keep everything in your brain. If you try to put everything, putting everything in your brain is the one reason why a lot of people lose prospects. You can't put everything in your brain. Your brain has a lot coming in and it's going more and going down. That's why sometimes you feel like there's something I want to do, there's something I want to do, and you can't remember that thing you want to do. Write everything down. Write them. On the day you want to do it, write them on that day. On that day, you open your diary. First thing in the morning that day, you will see the content of that day. Handle the content in your diary first. After handling it, you cancel. Then move the canceled contents to the appropriate days when you need to continue your follow-up. Remember, your job is to educate your prospect about your opportunity and help them come to a decision. Most often, that will require multiple exposures. And so you need to always set up the next exposure. Otherwise, you run the risk of never getting back with that prospect and having that opportunity drop away. Just let them know that what we have is a system of education. It's a system of education. My job is to educate you on what we're doing, right? Educate you on what we are doing so that you can make an informed decision. That's what we do. Educate them so that they can make an informed decision. The ball is in their court, right? So, again, it will most likely take several exposures before a prospect comes to a decision. In fact, it can take an average of 4 to 6 exposures for the average prospect to join. So have that in mind. So following up is not just something you will do once with each prospect. So you don't just say, I'll follow up on him and you are done. That's what a lot of people do. You do a follow up and you abandon it. The reason you abandon it is because you don't have a tracking system you used to do it, right? Be patient as you meet with your prospect several times to talk about your opportunity. Everyone is different, and so they come to a decision at different rates. Don't get discouraged when it takes one prospect longer to understand the opportunity than another. For some of you, it took you 6 months to join. Some of you, somebody almost had to hang themselves before you actually join them. Don't expect everybody to join you on the first attack, right? Just keep holding exposure after exposure. Keep talking with them about your product and opportunity. Talk about why you decided to join. Tell stories of lives that have been changed. Answer their questions about the compensation plan, the company, the product, and anything else. Address their objections and concern. But most importantly, foster a relationship with them. Very, very important. Try to build a relationship with them. If they have an objection you cannot handle, if somebody tells you, I don't have time, and you know in truth you cannot handle the time objection, don't try to handle it wrongly, right? If you know you don't have the basic answers to handle, what you need to do, connect them on a 3-way call. Let another person talk to them and listen and learn, right? Let your leader, some other person talk to them, listen and learn. You see, when somebody knows that you are not forming to be a professional, that you are also in the learning phase, they tend to become more relaxed with you. But when you now start forming, I have arrived, I know the business very well, then they begin to analyze you. They look at your hair, they look at your shoe, they look at your shirt, they look at everything around you, and they will ask themselves, do I want to be like this person? But when you don't do that, when you are just an open book for them to read, you have a challenge, you say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call one of my leaders, right? He understands this system better than me. I would like him to address this thing he just said, right? So just give me a second. You call your leader, you join them, and let the leader talk about it, right? You tell them, you know what, I am still in the learning phase of this system. I'm still learning the system, and I'm happy at what I am seeing based on all the results. I see people ahead of me who are good. You know what I'm going to do? Let's call somebody who understands this better than me so he can take the questions you have. Very simple. You call another person into the equation. Don't be the one that says, I know it all, and they talk you're answering, they talk you're answering, they talk you're answering. No. That's not how to be a professional. Don't just treat your prospect as someone to get into your business, right? Don't just treat them as somebody you drag into your business. Treat them as a friend. Ask them about their family and lives. Get to know them. All of your interactions with your prospect don't have to be exposures where you talk about the opportunity. Invite them over for dinner, right? Excuse me. Invite them over for dinner, or get your family together for a day at the amusement park or something. Be their friend, and they will respect you and listen to your opportunity more. Talk to them, chat with them, right? Send them some things that will make them laugh. You know, send them some motivating quotes. Exposure is not only when you are talking about AIM Global. You can talk about other things too. Okay, the network threw me out. I thought the network was happy today. We have something big I want to share with you at the end, so everybody just keep, just hold on, we'll soon be done. Right? So be their friend. and they'll respect you and listen to you and your opportunity, right? So be their friend, always be there for them. Now, condense time between exposures. Condense time between exposures. Condense time between exposures. Now, while it will take time for your prospect to make a decision, too much time between exposures can actually do more damage than good. Life has a way of being distracting. If a month passes between exposures, more likely that your prospect hasn't been thinking, it's more likely that your prospect hasn't been thinking about the opportunity, right? They may even have forgotten about it completely. Each exposure becomes like the first one again. You see, we tell you that people forget 75% of what you tell them within 24 hours. So when somebody is, whatever you've told somebody, if somebody saw a presentation before yesterday, the guy has already forgotten 75% of whatever was said. Within 24 hours, 75% is gone. Within 30 days, 90% is gone. Out of the remaining 10%, only 5% is clear. So what that means is that in 30 days, if you wait 30 days after exposure, only 5% is clear. So you see, when people come and tell you, I will join next month, just know they are gone. If you don't put them in a very good funnel, right? If you're not following up on them, you're not giving them exposure, just know they are gone. So as much as possible, you try to do that. That's why you see when we use our follow-up scripts, the time between exposures is condensed. Don't give too much space, right? So set up the next exposures close together. Have a meeting. Exposure can be any of these. You can have a meeting with them. You can do a 3-way call with them. You can book them for the quick start guide. You can send them our success stories video. You can send them alerts of some of your uplines. You can send them motivating posts. Go on YouTube, right? Motivating posts. Type it there. You can see that. You can send them motivating videos. You can show them as many exposures as possible, but do all that within a week or two. Bombard them from exposure to exposure to exposure to exposure. And you'll be surprised. And you have to learn how to use the words of closing words I love to use in the business, right? The most powerful 5 words that we can use in the business. What is the way forward towards getting you started, right? What is the way forward? 5 words. Or what are the next steps? 5 words. So we can put a business plan, right, that can begin to pay us an extra 300K to 500K over the next 6 months, right? I have engaged. Why don't you join us and let's give this thing a try, right? You can see it's so amazing. So what is the way forward towards getting you started right away? You keep quiet and let him answer. These are very simple ways that you can do this, right? I'm going to put this video on YouTube so that many of you can watch it over and over again and use this thing to help yourself. Use whatever combination of exposure is available for you, but do them quickly. This will keep your opportunity on your prospect's mind, and they will have a chance to really think about it. Because if you don't plug them into that funnel, they are gone. You see, when you make yourself a follow-up monster, the business you're going to build is going to be crazy. Because of a follow-up monster, the business you're going to build is going to be really crazy. So remember, 50 calls a day brings success my way. 50 calls every day gives you this, what I love to call the recipe for success in our business. 50 calls every day. Make the calls. Don't sit down. Don't relax. Don't wait. Make 50 calls every day. Anybody can make 50 calls in a day, whether you're a part-timer or you're a full-timer. It takes us 2 hours, and you can do it. 2 hours. FaceTime. FaceTime is the time you pay in sales. You say FaceTime is the time you have in front of a paying customer. That's what FaceTime is. For some of you, you bring out 2 hours to do a business. Within that 2 hours, you're going to spend 30 minutes viewing Facebook. You're going to spend another 10 minutes, 30 minutes calling people that don't matter, right? Discussing. You're going to spend some more time chatting and all those stuff. And you actually talk to just about 3 people within a period of 2 hours. The rest of those times, you wasted them. If you say 2 hours, bring out 2 hours, bring out your name list, dump your name list on the table and start making the calls. If all of them are going to tell you they're not interested, let them tell you they're not interested. Within that 30, within those 2 hours, you are booking people for presentation. You are following up on people who have attended the presentation. You are doing third-party calls to close people down. You are getting name lists from people who said they would attend. You are doing all these things within 2 hours, and success will come your way. 50 calls daily. It doesn't matter the combination of calls, but let most of them be booking calls. Book people into new presentation, right? And remember, it is a numbers game. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a numbers game. If you play the game of numbers, if you invite people consistently and continuously, you're going to build a business. So play the numbers game. Don't invite in small quantities, right? Don't invite in small quantities. If you invite in small quantities, you get small results. If you invite in average quantities, you get average results. If you invite a lot of people, you have lots of results. Because in the end, it is the numbers that count. Our job is to go through a multitude of no's to find the yes. And the only way to do that is to play the numbers game. Some people might not like this. You want to, if you think you're going to invite 5 people and 5 of them will attend your business, then you are in for a rude shock. A very rude shock. When you go window shopping, did the company close up because you didn't buy when you went window shopping? No. Some people are going to come do window shopping in our organization. Right? So when they come window shopping, you don't hold them responsible. Your job is to follow up on them, re-invite them again to come again. Are you with me? And if you do that and they come again, fine. Some of them can end up joining you. But if you don't do anything about it, they are gone and they are gone. But the worst part is this: if you don't invite in enough numbers, then you won't have a business. Right? The law